With Jurassic World Rebirth right around the corner, I figured this would be the best time to actually go through and rate every single Jurassic Park film, starting from the original all the way up to Dominion. This list will not be containing any of the TV shows or novels, as I feel like those are all separate, and I have not seen any TV shows. This would be sticking to the films only, and this will be my opinion. So, of course, if you feel free to disagree, please comment down below. Next up on the Jurassic Marathon review will be coming the meme of my channel. If you've done some digging on my channel, you know there's a certain video was like the top 5 worst dinosaur movies.
What the fuck is this?
And on that list, I put a film of this franchise on there, and that is a mistake. And this video, I'm hoping to redeem myself for that mistake, and I kind of explain it more in detail of why I thought how it was beforehand. But I definitely feel like that video is a disservice to this film. I'm not saying this film's perfect, but I definitely could have done better, and I feel ashamed for that video.
I am sorry, my mentor. I have failed you.
So, and of course, the topic is Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic Park 3 is quite divisive, like Lost World, but it's a divisiveness I actually kind of lean more towards, because it's definitely the most different of them all. And I'm not saying different's bad. I'm saying compare it to the first two, it's quite not the same. Going over positives, I feel like I'm gonna start with the positives. So, one, I love the Spinosaurus. The Spinosaurus is funny to me because they hit it with the plane. So, if you remember the scene where you see Cooper be like, "Please stop the plane. Please stop. Please stop. You know I can't stop this thing." And then you just see the Spinosaurus go "Brrr," like that across the screen. And then you see the blood. I, as a kid, always thought that was Cooper. It wasn't until I watched like other main Jurassic channels like Clayton where it turns out that's the Spinosaurus. That they hit the Spinosaurus. And I find that to be the funniest shit ever. Because to me, it's not hunting them down because it's the evil dinosaur. It's hunting them down because it wants the damn insurance information.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Like, they hit it with the damn plane. I'd be pissed too. You hit me with a plane.
I went from happy to angry. Skip said, now I feel like kicking his ass.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Like, I love that. That honestly is the funniest thing about this film. Like, and you can see the scar. It's on the upper thigh. And it's, again, that's just funny to me. Going over some other things, positives, I do overall like... I do like most of the characters. I like Eric, of course. Alan Grant's kind of like the biggest departure for me in terms of character. And Billy's kind of whatever, but I do like the Kirby's. Yeah, I always say I don't think Amanda Kirby's as terrible as she kind of is. In the beginning, she's definitely awful and obnoxious, but then towards the end, she's gotten a lot. She gets a lot better. She isn't as obnoxious towards the end as she was in the beginning, which is kind of like character growth. Which I mean, I don't think it's terrible. I mean, she's definitely not one of the best characters in this franchise. She's definitely not Roland Timbo. She's definitely not, Jurassic Park Alan Grant, who by far is like, if I had to pick 3 characters, Roland Timbo, Alan Grant, I do like Owen. I like Jurassic World Owen the most. I think he was fun. But talking about her, I mean, I do like Eric. Eric's a little survival. I do like Paul. Paul is fun. He's a fun character. Udesky. Who are Udesky? I mean, he's a vibe. If I could sit down and vibe as Udesky, I absolutely would. Because he's just a character who's just there to vibe. He's stuck in this shit too, but he's like, okay, I'm gonna go with the people who we brought on as the experts, because, we brought them on as the experts, And honestly, his death was gonna be so much worse. And I feel bad for him. I honestly like Udesky a lot. Going over the positives, I do like the raptor designs. Of course, the raptor designs are just iconic. The bird, the pteranodons, just as a bird cage is just iconic. They're definitely not my favorite pteranodon designs. I do like the Lost World ones more, but they're definitely fucking better than the Jurassic World ones. Those fucking ugly ass pieces of shit.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick!
Going over other positives, I mean, you got some great action sequences, like when they're running through the herd of Hadrosaur, the raptors chasing them, the raptors in the forest, the Spinosaurus. T-Rex versus Spinosaurus is a good fight. I mean, again, you got great action sequences. So I feel like for the positives, I feel like that's there. For the negatives, I think this is when it's going to come kind of more come into the hammer. The biggest red flag I have for this film, it is the most out of place. It's the most different. And what I mean by different is if we go over all of them, all the other 5 movies, it's always somehow to do with genetic power, how people are abusing genetic power, how, humans shouldn't have done this, how things have gone horribly wrong, where someone's like ego and pride, it leads to different consequences. That kinda isn't any part of this film. You got some lines like, "This is how you play God," and when they explore the engine facility, but that's kinda just it. The only mention of, like, people abusing genetic power, good intentions have bad consequences, which it is there, that is there, but besides that, it's like, I mean, it's the most out of place. Because it's not focused on genetic power. It's not focusing on how people are abusing genetic power, or why people shouldn't have done this, or certain people shouldn't be allowed to do certain things, or why you don't play God. Again, there's a line there, but we don't really see it. That's not the point of this film. And I feel like for that alone, for how different it is, I'm gonna put it a 6. I'm rating a 6 out of 10. Now that isn't all my issues, but just how different it is compared to the original Jurassic Park to the Lost World. I feel like to compare to Jurassic World, I feel like for that, it's the most out of place. Is it bad? No. If you isolate it, it's a good, decent popcorn film. I honestly, if you just isolate it and say, oh, just make it just call it something else, I honestly probably say, I mean, it's probably a 7. It's not perfect. It's not the most groundbreaking thing ever, but it's enjoyable. But for me, I think my biggest gripe is how they treat Dr. Grant, because Dr. Grant is not Dr. Grant in this film. He's the most out of character I've ever seen in like all these films, and I don't, because in the first film he never met these people. He didn't know any of these. He didn't know the kids. He didn't like. He only knew Ellie. Yeah, he still went out of his way to do everything in his power to rescue and protect people he just met. Here, oh, there's some kid lost an island. Well, fuck that kid. I'm more important.
This person doesn't know what the hell he's doing!
Is basically what he says. I get he was wrongfully dragged on, and I can understand being upset with that, but that doesn't feel the same as this character. Now, I know he's more grouchy because he's been dragged through the mud, where his career has been in shambles because he's been a paleontologist. But well, now that people know dinosaurs are alive, people don't want to look at the bones, they want to look at the dinosaurs. That's why he calls them monsters. Because he doesn't feel them as actual dinosaurs, because the actual dinosaurs are dead. These are just genetically engineered theme park monsters, nothing else, as he says. I think I got the quote a little bit wrong. But and for me, that feels so different compared to how he acted in because he was amazed by him in the first film. But again, the Brachiosaurus scene where he's like, no, they're not monsters, they're animals. For the complete 180, and it doesn't feel justified enough to me. That's the problem. I understand where he is at this point in the films, but that's not justified. That's, again, I do not like how they handled Alan Grant. I feel like that is the biggest sin of this movie is Dr. Alan Grant's character. Going off that, I mean, Billy is annoying, but Billy kind of feels in good intentions, bad consequences, because he's trying to save the dig team. Um, the main reason why I really dislike this film before kind of comes down to I love filmmaking. I want to be a filmmaker. I want to be a director. So I watched the behind the scenes. That is what left a sour taste because Jack Horner was quite prevalent in them, and we know how Jack Horner feels about certain dinosaurs like the T Rex. The T Rex is my personal favorite dinosaur. Now, when I was younger, I would have said, Jack Horner, you're a piece of shit, go fuck yourself. Honestly, I might still just say that.
I do not like this painting, Charlie. Smug aura mocks me. It's evil, Charlie.
But I mean, again, it's a dinosaur. It's not the biggest deal in the world. And for that, it left a sour taste in my mouth. Just how they treated one of my favorite dinosaurs, just kind of how they treated the film in general. I think that is just what left a sour taste in my mouth. That's why I said it was like one of the worst dinosaur films ever because how it treated my favorite dinosaur. I mean, that is stupid. It's petty, and honestly shows where like 13-year-old me was at mentally. So that is pretty much kind of like my thoughts of Jurassic Park 3. I hope I redeemed myself, painted a better picture for this film and how I feel about the film now. Thank you for watching my video.